What's up, everybody? Grumpy Giant coming at you from my Skyblock paradise. We have a small situation that we need to attend to, and it requires some immediate action. So what we're going to do is take care of our food situation that we ran into during the blood magic works, because it takes so much food to keep that whole system operational. So what I've done is, under the Botania-ish area, I've set up a small little room, right? And it's surrounded by glass, but that doesn't really matter. It's just we have a ton of glass. Not that we don't have a ton of cobblestone, because we've got like 10 million cobblestone. Anyway. So we're going to use some Industrial Foregoing goodness to make this happen. So right here is the backside of our terminal. And what we need to do, we need to create a couple of... one thing that we've already created, and then one that we have not yet created. So we need a mob crusher. Yeah. This is the one that just... yeah, dropped items. I don't care if it gets the other stuff, the meat, fluid, and all that junk. So let's see what we've got. So we need a book. Book. Let's just make a bunch. We have a recipe for books, but that sounds like a lot of stuff. And a machine frame. We're going to need a couple of those. So mob crusher, get. And then what we need is a mob duplicator right here. Should have everything for that. Yes, we do. Mob duplicator. So we're going to come right here. The mob duplicator is going to go right there, right? It's going to fill up with essence, and it's not going to do anything yet, but we can look at the working area. So it's going to fill in basically this entire spot. I guess, technically stuff can spawn in the glass, but yeah, whatever. I don't care. So we'll hide the working area on that. And then the mob crusher, we're going to come over here and slap right there. Right? And let's show... wow, you turned a direction I didn't want you to. Can we wrench you over this way? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. So you can see it's basically going to take out everything that... oh, that's terrible. Everything that this thing spawns in, right? So I've got a grass block cover for this, just to make it blend in. It doesn't really matter. But what we need to do now, because this has power, so we need to hook up an impulse item duct here, and we need to put a servo on it there and turn that bad boy on. And all that's going to do is anything that gets collected here is going to get sent to the system. It goes down to this crate right down here, which then gets sucked into the ME system. Okay? Easy, easy peasy, right? So now what we need to do is we need to make ourselves a... where is it? A mob imprisonment tool. It's a gas tier and plastic. We only need one. We could use this spawner for other things as well, but this is all we're going to do for right now. And then we need to go up above. Right? And over here, if... and I need to turn my magnet off. If I remember correctly, right here, yep, there he is. There's a pig. Come here, you. And we want that pig. So now we can come back down here, right? Let's get that off the hotbar. And we can slap this guy in there. And we're going to have it always active. And it's just going to kill the stuff, right? And we'll get the drops. And where's... glass. Glass is what we want. Glass. Let's just fill in that spot right there. This will collect essence as well, and we're going to have to deal with that. So maybe what we should do We could do it at the bottom. And you know what? That might actually work better. So let's look at that. Let's go out of this room, right out the top, and see if maybe we can't get the essence out of there from the bottom. All right, so down here. Wow. That might be a thing. You can spawn under that too? What? Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Let me fill this in and I will be right back. All right, guys, I am back. And as you can see, now that our little empty spot kerfuffle is all fixed, this thing is no longer spawning outside of the normal range. So we're getting lots and lots of stuff. Let's take a look. So we've got already 400 raw pork chops, basically. And over here, I've set up a redstone furnace. That redstone furnace that we built for the for this ore processing setup that we're not gonna need to use for the ore processing setup. Yeah. And I've equipped it with the Trivection Chamber Augment. Right now, this gain additional food when cooking. It can only process food. So we put 1 stack of pork chops in, and what did we get out? 2 stacks of cooked pork chops. Now, the reason that I want the cooked pork chops is because I want epic bacon. Right? The best stuff basically ever. It's a pork chop and a bunch of dye. And check this out. 11 saturation haunches. 4.5 food haunches. They are absolutely crazy food. And outside of golden apples, they're about the easiest to produce and deal with. So we've got our food situation handled, which means now we can get back to blood magic. And we've also dealt with a little bit of the Industrial Foregoing section, if I remember correctly. Let's go take a look at... I don't even remember where it is now. Industrial Revolution? Yeah. So using Essence, the mob duplicator, and the ore processor, we could probably just real quick build... We're not going to use it, obviously. But we could probably real quick just build the ore processor. Just to say that we did it. So let's see what we've got. We've got everything but the machine frame. Okay. So let's just build out the ore processor. Complete that quest. Done. Like I said, we're not going to use it. We're not even going to look at it. It's kind of not worth it at this point. But what we can do, we can come over here and continue down the line, right? So we needed... Oh, where'd it go? Where did it go? Using blood. Where's it? There it is. We need to get into the rituals, which means a master ritual stone. Bunch of this stuff, and then we needed to do the blood shards, which meant the binding reagent, right? So we need to fill... We've got a common tartaric gem here that we need to fill. So you've already seen how that's done. I'm going to go to the nether real quick, fill this thing, and I will be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I've got a full common tartaric gem. These ones hold 1024 which is... That is an improvement. I will give it that. So what we need to do, we need to make the binding reagent, right? And we need to get into the rituals, the ritual stone, at least. I'm not sure we're going to worry about the will crystals just yet. That might be something that we do. That might not be. So I don't know. We'll find out. So, to do the... Okay. To do the alchemical binding reagent, we need the gem. It's going to take a minimum of 400. Drains 10. So we need redstone, glowstone, gold, nugget, and gunpowder. So redstone, glowstone, gold nugget, and gunpowder. Okay. So we'll come up here to the Hellfire Forge. We will throw our common Tartaric gem in here. Redstone, glowstone, gold nugget, gunpowder. That. Why you no worky, huh? It's Hellfire Forge, yes. And common works. Glowstone, redstone. Oh. Oh, I did it again. There we go. And we get the binding reagent, right? And that now has 1014 will in it. So now we need our alchemical dust, which actually I think is in this thing. The alchemical dust and the diamond sword with the binding reagent, right? So let's get arcane ashes down. Throw that in. That. And then it gets bigger because the binding reagent's bigger and it gets struck by lightning a few times apparently. Zip, 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 zip. And we should get... there we go. A bound blade. There we go. This will allow us to get off of... And again, as is tradition in this mod, we need a weak blood shard, which comes from hostile mobs. Again, of course. Big shock. So, I guess back to the nether, unless there happens to be an enderman over here. And nope. Of course there's no enderman over here. Why would there be an enderman over here? Don't be ridiculous. So, back to the nether we go. I'm going to do this one with you. And hopefully we can make this happen. So that's our closed fortress. And the bound blade should be... We should be able to empower it. And hopefully we'll have enough LP in our system. There we go. Nope, none there. There we go. So we got a shard. We got a few. That's cool. So, now that we've got our shards, we can head back. You don't want to leave this thing empowered in the active state, because it does, over time, it drains the LP in your blood network. And you need a little bit of that. And it will use all of it. There we go. Back to the overworld. And so we're basically done with the bound blade for a little while. We may need to get it again to get more of these shards, right? So the blood shard is done. We need to handle rituals. So the master ritual stone, which we needed the bigger orb for, right? So we have an apprentice now. We need at least a magician, if not master. Can we? So the magician is a block of gold with 25,000 LP. Not a huge deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but we can do it. We have 25,000 LP. The master is we can't do yet. So that's tier 4. I mean, technically we could do a tier 4 and get the master. and just skip over and go straight to the master. So the Archmage we can't do. That's tier 5. And then Crystal Cluster is Transcendent. We'd have to do that later on, but we could do the master. So why don't we do that? Let's upgrade our altar. Right? So the altar is a little bit funny in the way that this thing comes up. So we need 28 additional blood runes in addition to all of them that we have right now. And we need glass. Let's get rid of some of this junk that we don't need. That one is fine. The Arcane Ashes will keep. So we're going to need 28. Oh. And we can throw those in there. And we could, I mean, we'll just use the blank runes for right now. But what we need the Bloodstone Bricks, which means we need large bloodstone tiles. So we're going to use one of our blood shards right away. And then we will do the 4 bloodstone bricks. Actually, we'll keep both these. One of these is going to be real and the other one won't. And then all we need to do is go build it. We need glass. Glass. Right. So we'll get some glass and the runes. Okay, so let's come up here and let's put this thing together. We're going to do this one. Okay, come on. Together. So we go down 1 and out 2. So that is the middle. And then we're going to go 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? And I think we're going to need to put more light out because it's going to get too dark all of a sudden. And then out here, we'll go out 2, and then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll come out 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll come out 2. 1, 2, 3. And a 1, 2, 3. Do you like that? I can count. And then in each corner now, so right here we can just fill in with whatever, right? But we need this kind of taken up so we can at least see what's going on. And then in the corners, out here, we're going to go up 4 so that this next set is 1 above the last. And then up here, we're going to stack our Bloodstone Bricks. And hopefully the Bloodstone Bricks work and we don't have to use the other ones. If we do, that's fine. So from here, we should be able to take... We have 28 buckets of life essence in there. This should be a valid structure. So let's take this blood shard and put it in and see if it works. And it does. So we have a valid tier 4 altar. This is what the tier 4 looks like. On the outside, you've got the blood brick up top. It might work with the large blood bricks too. I honestly am not sure. But this is going to take basically all of that. We'll have 3 life essence buckets left. And I'm just going to fill this in mostly for appearances. I'll change the glass out to something else later on. This is what I have on me. And that keeps it a valid structure anyway, so that should be fine. There we go. So we now have a master blood orb. We can do the same thing that we do normally with the dagger, the sacrificial dagger. We can do the same thing with the blood orb. And that puts LP into our network. And then with the divination sigil, which of course I don't have on me, we can check to see how much blood is in our LP network. So we have the master blood orb, which is fantastic. We're basically done. We're not going to have to go any higher up on the blood orb for what we need to do. But we need to get the master ritual stone. We need to make path blocks to increase our incense. effect. So let's, you know what, why don't we do that? Let's look at path blocks. So the path blocks are a little bit funny. So a wooden path, a stone brick path, and obsidian path, all that stuff. So the wooden path is just going to be wood plus an infusion stone. So we'll make a few of those, and let's see about the stone brick path. Now, what about the obsidian? Because this should count too. So that's going to be the no, that's going to be with the higher tier. So this is fine. This is a-okay. So what I want to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to change out a few of these blocks, right? We need this guy because we need to be able to get down underneath here. And then we're going to go there, 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 and there. And can we fit up here? We can. So let's get rid of, okay, well, that's, okay, that's one way to do it. We need to put that back, though. This extends the incense ritual size out. And we could do this in all 3 directions. And it will boost our abilities with the incense. And we want that because that gives us better regen, better, kind of a little bit of better everything. So let's get some paths in here. And we will throw the last 3, or last 9, over on this side. And that should give us a little bit better activity out of our path block. You can see this thing likes it because it's firing off a little bit. So now, let's come back out here. Kick that back. And let's see, just for giggles. I don't know that we're going to see, you know, a massive change. So we've got 3 buckets in there now. And now we've got 12. So we're getting almost 10 buckets. That gave us a nice little boost. Nice little boost just off of those path blocks. Okay, so let's look here. So we need a Master Ritual Stone. The Elemental Inscription Tools. Okay. So Master Ritual Stone. Let's start there. See how that's done. Master Ritual Stone is ritual stones, which are reinforced slates, right? Around the blood orbs, like the one that we've got. So a reinforced slate is a blank slate put in. So let's come up here. Let's get some of these blank slates converted over. And this should go quite a bit easier now, because we get a lot more goodness out of each step of this process. So, got to set my bars right because this takes a lot. All right. So we've got 12 buckets in there right now. We can start slapping these in. And we only need to hit the first step to move on with these. We should look at like the accelerator. Hang on. This is going to turn in a second. Let's see. There we go. So that's the reinforced. We should look at like speed and efficiency runes. The speed runes have a recipe, efficiency runes do not. So the speed runes are just some blank slates. I wonder if that's something we should look at. And the demonic slate, I don't think we can do. Oh, no, we could do that. We'll deal with that in a minute, though. So I want to get this Master Ritual Stone taken care of. So we need 4 Ritual Stones, which means we need, what, 16 reinforced slates? So let me get the reinforced slates together, and I will be right back with you. All right, guys. So we've got the tier 4. I went ahead and built some runes of capacity, runes of self-sacrifice, and speed runes, and I replaced everything in the tier 4 altar with something that's going to be of benefit to us here. So now we can hold a maximum of 41 buckets, and we get between 13 and 14 buckets, depending on how the incense burner interacts with our setup up here. So now that we've got that stuff done, you know what? I'm going to drop the path blocks in here, and that the rest of this stuff I'll hold on to because we need it. So we need the Master Ritual Stone, right? And that's what we needed the slates for. So the Master Ritual Stone is 4 Ritual Stones, which are these guys here. And we can do 4. Actually, we'll do 16. Apparently that makes 4, and I'm an idiot and can't count. So, whatever. The Master Ritual Stone is 4 Ritual Stones with an obsidian on each corner, the Master Blood Orb in the middle, like that. That gets us 1. That's all we need for the first part of this. The rest we need are the Elemental Inscription Tools, right? So, let's look at those guys. So the Elemental Inscription Tool, water is lapis with 1,000 LP. That's pretty easy. Magma cream, an obsidian, and a gas tier. So lapi, block, easy. Let's kick the blank slates in there too. Keep the ashes. Get the dark brick out of the way. Gotta get some of this stuff cleaned up, you know? Sometimes inventory management is a bigger problem than I'd like to admit. Magma Kareem. Gassed tier. And then I forgot what the last one was because, you know, that's fun. Or obsidian. Obsidian. Right? So that should be water, fire, earth, and air. Okay, let's go get these things knocked out. Alright. Lapi. We'll do that one first. We've got plenty of blood in our system to do this. But let's eat just in case. So, kick that on and it'll start converting. At least it should. Shouldn't take very long. There's that. Okay. Elemental Inscription Tool, water, done. Elemental Tool, inscription thing, fire. Coming up right now. Air is the gas tier. Easy. And earth is obsidian. Earth. Okay, quest updated rituals. And then we need the ritual diviner, whatever that is. So, let's go look at that. The ritual diviner. Are those 4? Okay, cool. So, we just need to run over here, dump these in, create our ritual diviner. Done. So that one is now complete. And I don't know how to use it, but, you know, so let's see. We've got a tier 4 blood altar, so we can make the dusk inscription tool. So let's see what's involved with the dusk inscription tool. That's a block of coal. I just kind of want to knock this out, and I don't want to mess with it after today, right? We may look into the rituals a little bit, but right now we're just interested in getting through the quests. So coal goes on there. It takes 2,000 LP. Doesn't take very long. And there we go. So we've got our dusk inscription tool. And then we need the dusk ritual diviner. So actually we're going to need another one of those and a couple of demonic slates. All right. So we'll do this one together. So we need another block of coal. We've got, I'll just use that ritual diviner, whatever it is. We need a couple demonic slates. And it was 2 demonic slates, right? Yeah, 2 demonic slates, the ritual diviner, another one of those. That's easy enough. And because we have the speed runes on here, it takes substantially less time. So we'll get another block of coal. We'll slap that on there. And there's our second elemental inscription tool with the ritual diviner, whatever that is. I don't even know. We'll put one of these on so we can convert it over to the imbued. We're gonna have to do this a few times, so you'll have to kind of watch. So that's the reinforced, right? We'll get 2 reinforced. Probably gonna have to poke ourselves. So we got 10 buckets in there right now. 24. Very cool. And there is reinforced. Now we put these back on here. They're gonna soak up 5,000 LP. And they will give us the imbued. We need 2 of those. And then we put the imbued on there. After we eat. Because this takes 15 buckets per. So that's almost enough for 2. We'll slap an imbued on there. And it will, over time... It's got to soak up quite a bit of the life essence. Should be done just right now. There we go. So demonic slate. So let's eat. We'll crack the last imbued on there, and we will do the little pokey pokey. Boom. And that will give us our second demonic slate that we need. And then we can get the dusk... Ritual diviner. And that quest will be complete. And then we won't have to mess with blood magic unless we want to. See, that's the big thing. Okay, so dusk. That. Boom. Boom. And there we go. Dusk rituals. Complete. Ugh, that's annoying. No unlocks from that. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so the rituals for blood magic are odd. They're multi-block structures, right? But they do different things. So the Master Ritual Stone is done. Wow, that is very... The Penance Rituals. That is, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'm not even honestly sure how those work. And unfortunately, the Sanguine Scientium, the book for blood magic, is not available, at least in this pack. Of course, blood magic in this pack, it's still in alpha. It's still in its alpha stages, so it's not complete. I feel like it was probably added to this pack a little bit early, because you can't do everything that blood magic has at this point. Which is kind of unfortunate, because blood magic really is kind of a fun mod. It brings a lot of stuff in interesting ways, with the rituals, and you know, the way that you get the LP is different. There's just a lot of things that blood magic brings to the table that aren't quite ready with 1.12 yet. The port isn't complete, and the mod devs are very, very adamant about that on their GitHub page, on the mod page on Curse. They're very adamant that it is not finished yet. It's not quite ready. and, you know, play at your own risk kind of situation. I mean, I don't mind. It's kind of cool that, you know, they at least put the time in to get all this stuff ready. I don't know that we're going to be using it a whole lot as this pack goes on, because we're kind of past it right now. We really are. Why don't we go through? Let's open up some of these loot chests and see if anything is going to be fun. I guess we'll just go random on each of these, and then we'll open them. I should probably move closer to our ME system over here. All right, so loot chest 1, an Opinium core, a magic bean, a sieve upgrade, another sieve upgrade, some wine and stuff, a BB gun, overclocker upgrades. The overclocker upgrades are kind of cool. We'll put the ritual stuff away for just right now, because we kind of don't need it. And the bound blade. And some of this other stuff. Tier 1 chance pendant. Woo. Let's put the blood orb away too. And probably the sentient sword and the arcane ashes. Get ourselves back to what we should be. We got 4 more to get. Rituals. Blood shards. And dusk rituals. Alright, meat feeder. Oh boy. The factory tech outfit. The Faraday outfit from Immersive. Oh boy. And speed upgrades from Pneumaticraft. Okay. So, still kind of useless. But hey, that's okay. So, Blood Magic is done. We've still got a couple of quests that we can knock out in Blood Magic. I'm not super concerned about it, but we will eventually have to do them. Just not necessarily today. We've still got a few quests in Evilcraft to knock out too. Let's check and see how we're doing on environmental on our Erodium. Oh, nice. We have 84. So we finally have enough to do our upgrade. We will probably do that next episode. We still have to kind of go down the line on the space stuff too. You can see we've got our tier 3 rocket ready to go. We have to build the tier 3 suit, but otherwise we're pretty well caught up. Now that blood magic is out of the way and we don't have to mess with blood magic anymore. We do have that one we need to claim out too. Awesome. I promise you, I'm already wearing one of those. Okay, well, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap up there. Blood Magic, officially done. Knocked out. We don't have any more quests. We can kind of explore the rituals and stuff. I need to do some practice with them to make sure that that they're active in this current alpha build of Blood Magic. But I can do that between episodes some point. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, slam that like button. Really appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, or you're new here, slam that subscribe button. Really appreciate that too. And until next time, Grumpy Giant signing out. Bye-bye.